Hey Pre-K, today is Tuesday, and I'm going to start off today with a story that we have the magnetic pieces for, okay, like we do in class. And the name of it is My Mother Plants Strawberries. So you'll see that we've got some pieces of clothing and a sunshine and some strawberries. So let's see how this helps us tell the story, okay? My mother plants strawberries. My mother plants strawberries in the fields. The sun is very strong in the fields. To protect her arms from the sun, she wears a long sleeve shirt. To protect her head from the sun, she wears a big rimmed hat. There's dust in the fields, so to protect herself from breathing the dust, she wears a big scarf across her face. Alright, so this is what she wears across her face. You might see some people wearing these on now, some masks, if you go to a store with your mom or dad, okay? So, and they're wearing them right now to keep the germs out. So in the story, she wears them to keep the dust out so she doesn't breathe it in. I tell her she looks like a bandit from the old movies, and she laughs. The little strawberry plants are tiny and delicate. So here's the little plants when they first plant them. My mother plants them carefully. Afterwards, she works on the other crops, beets, lettuce, and artichokes. But when the strawberries are ripe, she picks them. So here's the next step. They start off with the little plants, and then they start to get the flowers, and the berries come off. It's hot and dusty under the sun. My mother has to bend down or crawl between the rows to pick the strawberries very carefully and place them in boxes. The boxes are heavy when they are all full. They feel heavier and heavier as the day goes on. But my mother likes to think that these strawberries are born from the little plants she planted so carefully, and people who buy them will enjoy them. She also thinks about how she'll be home with me soon, and then she wipes the sweat from her brow and stretches her aching back and smiles. And so these are like the strawberries that you like to eat. Right, so our letter this week, remember, is Y, and Y is a consonant that says y, 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 like yogurt, yarn, yacht, and yo-yo. And remember, yacht is like a big boat, okay? All right, so let's talk about writing the letter Y. All right, I'm going to show you on my board right here how to write the letter Y. The capital Y, or the big Y, looks like this, okay? It has two slanted lines and a straight line there. So it's almost like you can do a V and then put a line in the middle, okay? So that's your capital Y. Your lowercase y is a little bit different. It has a slanted line and then a longer one, okay? So a slanted line and then a longer one. And if we were writing it on a line like this, it goes below the line like that, okay? So this is your capital, this is your lowercase. A lot of you have Y's in your name. You might have it at the end, and so some of you know how to write the Y, but I want you to practice that sometime today or this week, okay? All right, so we've also been talking about, or started talking about yesterday, about plants and their life cycle, okay? So we had some vocabulary words this week. We have seeds, flowers, and the things that they need to grow are rain and sunlight. And then tomorrow, Ms. Kreiner's going to show you how to plant a seed, and I'm going to use a little shovel, a pot, and the soil, which is like the dirt that goes inside of the pot, okay? So I have some cards here that are going to show us how we do it in order. All right, so we've got a picture of a little boy with his seed and his shovel, and he's planting it into the soil. So that's the first step, all right? Then after it gets some water, it has a sprout, just like when we did our pumpkin life cycle. So we've got the seed, then the sprout. Next, it grows bigger with the flowers. And then from the flowers comes the fruit. And then after it grows bigger, it's time to pick it and to eat it. So let's look at it again. We've got seed, sprout, the flowers, then the fruit, and then you can pick it and eat it. So tomorrow I'm going to show you how we can plant something for real, and I'll show you the steps. So these are the pictures, okay? Now we're going to go to our book from yesterday about how to plant a seed. It got messed up on the video yesterday, so I want you to hear that book today. So that's what I'm going to read now. All right, so our book today, our science book today, is How a Seed Grows. And it's written by Helene Jordan. She's the author, and it's illustrated by Loretta Krumsky. A seed is a little plant. It is a plant that has not started to grow. Apple trees and daisies, carrots and corn, clover and wheat all grow from seeds. Here is a tree seed. Someday it will be a tree like this. Here is a flower seed. Someday it will be a flower like this. So tree seed and flower seed. See how they look a little bit different? Some seeds grow slowly. These are the seeds of an oak tree. An oak tree grows very, very slowly. Suppose you planted an oak tree seed. You would be a father, a mother, or even a grandfather or grandmother, and the oak tree would still be growing. So they grow for years and years and years. Some seeds grow fast. This is a bean seed. It grows very fast. It grows so fast that it becomes a bean plant in just a few weeks. You can plant bean seeds yourself. You can use pole beans, and you can use bush beans or lima beans. You can plant the seeds in eggshells or tin cans or old cups or tiny flower pots. Be sure that your containers have holes in the bottom. Do you know why they have to have holes in the bottom? So when you water it, the water can drain out. We use eggshells. We use a pencil to make the holes in the eggshells. We filled 12 eggshells with soil just like this. We made a hole in the soil with our finger like this. When you have a hole in the soil, plant a bean seed in it. Plant one seed in each hole and cover the seed with soil. Sprinkle the soil carefully with a little water. Number the shells. Write the number 1 on the first one. Put a 2 on the second one, and keep going until all the shells are numbered 1 to 12. So they're doing 12 little plants in the shell. Put all the eggshells in an egg carton and put the egg carton in sunlight on a windowsill. Some bean seeds will grow faster than others, and our seeds began to grow in just 3 days. Your bean seeds may need a little bit longer. You won't be able to see your seeds growing yet. They start to grow under the soil where you can't see them. So they're making sure they're getting sunlight at the window, and they made sure that it got water. Water your seeds a little every day. The water soaks into the seeds and the seeds will begin to grow. More water soaks into the seeds and the seeds get fatter and fatter. Wait for 3 days and then dig up seed 1. It may be soft and it may be fat. It may look like it did before. Soon the seed will grow so fat that the skin will pop off. And in 2 more days, dig up the seed in number 2. Maybe it will look a little bit different now, and maybe the skin of this seed will be loose. So look at how they're using the magnifying glass to look at it. Now a root starts to grow. The root grows from one side of the bean seed. So here's the root over here. The root pushes down into the soil, down and down. If you dig up root number 3, can you see the root? Does it look like this? If you do not see the root, wait another day and then dig up the seed number 4. After a few more days, you can dig up seed number 5. Something else is happening. The little roots will be growing from the big root. They look like tiny white hairs. Those are called root hairs, and they're kind of hard to see because they're really little. But they're coming off the seed. Day after day, the root and the root hairs push down into the soil, and day after day, the bean seeds are pushed up. The soil is being pushed aside. Watch your seeds. Soon you will see pale shoots push through the soil. A shoot is the beginning of a green plant, and a shoot grows toward the sun. So they're coming out right here. Watch your seeds. Some may have come through the ground. Some may have broken open. Maybe some of your seeds have not started to grow. How many are growing? Count them. So it looks like he's got 1, 2 growing for sure. The bean seeds grow fast. The shoots turn green. The leaves come next. Now your bean seeds are bean plants, and they look like this. How many of your bean seeds are bean plants? I think he's got 2 good ones. A seed needs many things to grow. It needs soil and water and sun, just like we talked about. If a seed has all these things, it will grow into a plant. It will grow into the same kind of plant that it came from, an apple tree or a daisy or carrots or corn. It will grow into clover, or it will grow into a bean plant, just like the ones you planted. All right, and at the end, she grew some sunflowers.